Hi everyone, welcome to the Bioinformatics Coach channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do all your coding in Galaxy. So in Bioinformatics, if you are going to do your coding, we usually use Python, we usually use R, we also use Bash a lot. So these are the three coding languages I'm going to show. So on Galaxy, I normally use the Galaxy server, the US server, which is this one, usegalaxy.org. You can also use the usegalaxy.eu. There's also an Australian server, but I'm yet to use that one. But for the most part, these two will work for you. So that's what you need to use. Okay. Now we are going to start with the coding. So I'll start with how you can use Galaxy to do your bash stuffs, Linux commands, and then Python. So I'll start with that one first, and then we switch to R. Now, if you're going to do your coding, the first thing you have to do is to come to the interactive tools, which is here. On one Galaxy, interactive tool, that's what you click. Now, this tools is there, but we need the interactive tools, this one. So click it, and when you click it, you are going to see something like this coming up. That's what you need to see. Now, when you are here, you have to search for Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab. That's what it means. The name. So this is what we will use for the Python and then the Bash commands. Now, another thing you should take note is that if you don't see this, you can also come here, the search box here, and then just type Jupyter. So this will show you the interactive Jupyter Lab notebook. So that's what I usually use. This one, I'm yet to use it. For this tutorial, we are going to be using this one here. That's what worked for me. All right. So when you see this like this, click it. And when you click it, you'll have this window coming up. Now, if you are going to run your coding tasks, you may have some inputs initially. So if you do have some inputs, then you have to click insert user inputs and then maybe give a description, let's say MySpace, something, let's say MySpace. Any label should do. All right, name for parameter. Then when you come here, you choose the input type. Data sets, multiple data set collection, etc. So you choose the type and then you can now upload it here because it's required. You can also do the uploads when you've opened the interactive environment. That's what I will do here and show you, by the way. So you need to take note of that. Now, if you have your data in the history, then it will be easy for you to just upload it here and then run the tool. If you don't have it in history, just upload it in history and then come and select it here. Or you can also even manually upload from here. All right, so there are ways you can use to import data to Galaxy. So I have a separate tutorial on that. So just check the description box for that video. Now, at the moment, I don't have any input data, so I don't need this user input section. So I'll just close it and then go to run to. Now, when you come here to it, says, do you already have an existing notebook? If you have, then you have to load it. And then Jupyter will open it. Since I don't have, I'm using a fresh notebook, I'll just use the first option, which is start a fresh notebook. When I'm here, I'll just come to run to, and then I'll run it. Now, when you click on run to, you should check this side, see what is happening. Now, the color here is gray, something like gray. Here is also gray. What you want to see is the background changing to orange. Yeah, like this. So when it changes to orange, you will see that there's an activity going on. And then when you come to this side, you see a statement. It says this is an interactive tool results, view available, open. So this open is what we use to open the interactive tool. So you can click to open like this. In case maybe you can't see this tool, you can just come to interactive tools, this side here, left. So click it, and when you click the interactive tool, it will show you a list. You have a list. Okay, so a list of all interactive tools running. Since we only run the Jupyter Lab, there's what will come, and then we can click here to open a new tab. So click it, When you click it, sometimes you may see this coming up. If you see this coming up, try a few more times. Try a few more times and it will open. However, if you try a few more times and it doesn't open, just wait a bit and then retry. If still it doesn't work, you can contact the administrator, or you can use the Galaxy EU server, which is this one. The one I was using previously was the US server, the usegalaxy.org. So you can switch to this one and then use it. But also make sure that you have created an account and then you have created your history and then you name it accordingly and then just upload your stuff. All right. Okay. So there's the EU server. I'll switch. I'll do the same thing here. I search for Jupyter. It's already there, by the way. So I'll just click it. I'll go to run 2. So when I click on run 2, I'll just have to wait a bit until I get the same notification like I did with the usegalaxy.org, the US server. So I have to wait for it to start running and then for the statement here to show the open hyperlink, which will lead me to that programming environment. So let's wait for that to get activated. All right, so the Jupyter Lab environment has been activated, so you can see this open coming here. Again, if you don't see, just come here and then search for the interactive tool, which is running. So click open a new tab and then just wait. All right, so you just have to wait a bit for it to get open for you. So there's the EU one, which appears to be working. Now when you come here, it shows you what the different kernels available, the different programming environments available. Python is there, Ansible, Bash. So here you have several options to choose from. Right. So we will start with Python, which is here. Right. You should also take note that here you can organize your files. But anyway, let's click Python first. Let's launch it, and then we can proceed. Right. So when you click it, you have your Jupyter notebook, which is running the Python programming language, and you can start writing your codes. That's what it means here. So if it's Python, let's just say print a word. I'll just run it. All right, so that's Python. You can also do this. I'll just add a new cell. If you also are yet to upload your files, I believe you can do it somewhere. Let's say you can do it here. So you can come to click upload files. And then when you are here, you just upload your files from your computer and then use it. If let's say you are going to open a CSV file which is available on a web server too, you can also use it. So for example, I have some files here. I can import them directly to Python without me having to download and then upload. And I can also do that as well. And then sometimes if you had imported your data from the history, then it may be here. You may find it in the Galaxy inputs, or you can check the other folders to see where the files are and then you read them accordingly. That's what you need to take note of. All right. Now there's Python. So you will see it also here. Now if you want to switch the kernel, then you have to select the kernel. So if it's R that you want to use, you come here, you select. And then once you do that, now it says it's R. All right, so if it's R, I have to say, let's say A equals to 1. If I run it, I'll say print 1. All right, so that's what's happening. All right, this command only works with R. All right, so if it were to be Python, just have to come here, then just make sure to check it. That's all that you need to know. So just make sure that you select the appropriate engine to run. So this Jupyter Lab notebook allows you to run different programming environments. Okay, that's what you need to take note here. All right, so this is one way to run your codes or your commands. All right, so using the Jupyter Lab. So you can just come back. Let's do a new launcher, and again you can select other options. So these are the environments, Octave, Julia. So now it's up to you to use whichever one. If you say bash 2, you click on bash, that means you are doing bash command. So let's say echo hello world. I can run it. I can also say pwd. This is bash commands. Okay, it tells me where I am. So you can also use this as well. So that's for Python and bash. But aside Python and bash, you can also do R as well here. So this Jupyter Lab allows you to do basically a lot of things. Let's go back to launcher again. I saw it here. Again, there are several things you can do, and you can also switch between the various tabs. And the various tabs too, if you want to change the engine, you can change it. So with this approach, it's easy to actually open several tabs and each of them running a different programming language, whilst at the same time maintaining your file structure here. So that means that you can read and write files which are in this environment, your folder, okay, without you having to use a specific language. So any language at all is possible, provided it's in this particular list here. All right, so that's what you need to take note of. And since it's a notebook, that means you can also come to file, and then you can save the notebook as. You can also download. These are things you can do with Galaxy. So you can also install tools and packages. So for example, let's use the one for Python. I think I'll open another one here. Let's say Python. If it's Python, you have to use pip install. So you can just do pip install, let's say pandas, and then run it. All right, so it's also install the Python libraries for you, and you can use it quickly here. I think if it's bash 2, if you have some things you want to do, you can do it here. If it's R, so anything is virtually possible. All right, so that's what you need to know. If it's R, for example, let's go to R. Let's say if you want to install packages, then it will have to be installed as packages. Let's say pheatmap. All right, I can install it here. Okay, so if let's say it's not working, then you can just reassess. But usually, if it will be working, you will see a star here, what you saw. Okay, so there was a star. I'll just do it again. Usually, if it's also busy, you see a star here. That means it's working. So I did that one should work. So this one has worked. So that means I can just say library, and then pheatmap, and then I'll run it. All right, so it has been imported. You can also use the BIOC manager if the package is available in bioconductor. So for example, phyloseq is one. I can just run it. Let's see. So there's BIOC. Okay, so BIOC manager here is not going to work. So that means I have to manually install it before I can use that one. So that means I have to install bioconductor. So I can use this and just say install.packages to install it. And then I'll run it. Then you'll see the star here, meaning that it's working, it's busy. So once it is done, then I can just come back and then run this to install. Right, so to now do all those things for you. So these are things you can do also in R. And so at the end of the day, it's up to you to know what you want to do, and then you can use it accordingly. Very, very important to do that. So this allows you to run Python, R, bash commands. All right. Now, if you want the RStudio also, you can also do that in Galaxy. And so for those who want to use the RStudio, you want to have the look and feel of the RStudio for R. That one, just come to the tools here, interactive tools here, and then just type RStudio. And then it will come up, and you can also run that one. All right. Now for RStudio, I have already covered an entire video on that, which I'll share with you. The link is in the description. That one also gives you a full tutorial on how to use RStudio in Galaxy, but I'll just do a demo. So for RStudio, to the same thing here, it's not mandatory for you to specify information when there is an input notification. You can just upload your history here, select it, or you can also run it straight away. So you click, you run it straight away. It's the same thing that's going to happen. You will see this information here, and then you have to wait for the notification. So when the notification comes, then you can open the RStudio in another tab and also run it. That's what you need to take notes here. Now, in case you are not seeing that text, you can just come to interactive tools and also check if the RStudio has been started. If not, you just have to wait a bit for it to get activated, and then you can start running that also. Or you can also try to refresh the page to see. Sometimes refreshing will bring it up. So now that we've refreshed, you can see that the RStudio has also been shown. So you can just open it in a new tab and then run that also. So you just have to wait for the RStudio to get loaded. You should also take note that here, because we did not specify any input file, when you come to the right hand side of the RStudio, you can do that. All right. So this is the RStudio, and I've already made an entire tutorial about this particular one. So just check the description was for that. On the right hand side, if you had imported some files, you will see them in Galaxy imports, or sometimes in Galaxy inputs. So there should be some folders there where you can search to get those files. If not, when you come here, you can upload. So when you click on upload files to server, you are allowed to upload from your local machine to the server. All right. So in a nutshell, Galaxy offers lots of tools for bioinformatics, and so you may not necessarily need to set up these tools on a local computer, but I can harness the usability of Galaxy to do your work online. You should also take note that with Galaxy, there's a storage quota. So permanent storage is 250 gig, and then there's a temporary one. If you click, there's a temporary one. For the EU one, temporary one is 2 terabytes. For the USA Galaxy one, I think it's 1 terabyte, which is this one. So this 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes is temporary. So any data in there will be deleted after a month. So you can put your temporary files there and then use the 250 gig to store your main files, which should be kept for a longer time. So that's one thing you should take into. And ideally, you should also make sure you have signed in so that your files are kept. All right, so that's one thing you should also take note of. So now that you are done with these tutorials, you should check this video on how to run RStudio in Galaxy, and also check my playlist here, which gives you tutorials on how to use Galaxy for bioinformatics.